What's the story, Morning Glory? What is the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of the BelleCollective Season 3, Episode 6, The Sunjai Also Rises. So this week's episode starts off where last week's episode ended, which was the big confrontation between Selena and Soguchi. So just a little bit of a recap. We're at Latrice's wig event. Latrice invited both Selena and Soguchi. Now, Soguchi, the current wife of Jay, and Selena, the ex-wife of Jay, don't really get along, but here they are in this same space. So it starts off with Selena and Tambra having a conversation. So they're having a conversation. Gucci walks into the event, and Tambra knows that there's tension between the two women, that they really don't get along, because later on in the episode, Tambra talks about how her and Selena have been friends for years. So she knows that there's tension between these two women, but for whatever reason, she decides to call Gucci over. So Gucci comes over, she greets Tambra, completely bypasses Selena. As she's walking past Selena, Selena touches her on the arm, and Selena's like, "Hey, aren't you going to say anything? I'm standing right here." Gucci says, "Why should I talk to you now when you didn't talk to me at the baby shower?" Selena then says, "Well, at the baby shower, I was really busy to talk to anybody." So then, and then Selena says, "And you weren't even helping out at the baby shower." And Gucci says something like, "Exactly right. I don't help out and I don't talk to extras." So that really triggered Selena. And Selena was like, "Baby, I was on TV way before you were. And I was with Jay before you were. So you're constantly, second to me." So then that's what started it. Something happened. I don't know. They claim that Selena put her hands on Gucci first. Selena threw her glass at Gucci, and Gucci actually got cut. So they start rumbling. They're rolling around on the floor. I mean, it was a full on fight, and people were getting it. A whole bunch of people had to step in and separate the two women. So Akeisha, who came in with Gucci, Akeisha and Gucci, they ended up leaving. Other people ended up leaving the event. Latrice is in tears because her event has now been ruined. Letitia is trying to comfort Latrice. Gucci said later on that Latrice was crying fake tears. I felt like Latrice really was upset that her event got ruined, because the attention, number one, if nothing else, Latrice probably was upset because the attention was no longer on her. But putting that aside, I thought the wigs looked really good on those models, and I wish that her event would have gone through, because I thought the wigs looked great, and it would have been a really cute event, but for this, rumble in the jungle that broke out. So I felt like Latrice's tears were genuine. Gucci thought they were fake. Really, Tambra, why did you do this? Why did you try to bring these two forces of nature together, knowing that, because you claim that you and Selena go way back, knowing that they did not get along? Why were you trying to start something, Tambra? So Gucci later on says that she thinks that Latrice had set her up because of the whole real estate issue. And I'm like, girl, that deal has come and gone. Why are you still harping on that? How much, whatever commission you could have made on that real estate deal, do you think it would have changed your life completely? Would it set you up for the rest of your life where you would never have to work again? Like, why are you so butthurt about this real estate deal? Latrice going behind her back and not telling her, "Hey, I want another real." Y'all talked about it. Okay. You decided that you didn't want to move on. You decided that you were not going to forgive her, that you wanted to hang on to the anger and the bitterness of it all. But for what and why? You're like, the baddest real estate agent in, where are they? Are they in Jackson? You're the baddest real estate agent in town. Just go get you, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 more deals. I don't understand why you're hanging on to this one deal. And it's not unusual for real estate agents to lose commissions, to lose deals. And I understand there's like a friendship aspect where you feel like Latrice went behind your back with another agent. And if Latrice apologized for that, you should have just accepted the apology. I'm not quite sure if she actually apologized, but let her know that you want her to apologize if she hasn't already, that you were hurt as a friend, not as a business associate or as her real estate agent. You were hurt as a friend. You wanted her to come to you and say, "Hey, look, I did not I'm not going to go with you. I'm going to go with somebody else. I'm just kind of giving you the heads up. That's what Latrice should have done. And if Latrice does apologize or did apologize, because I can't remember, then Gucci should have accepted the apology and try to move on. And then just watch how she moves from then on. And if she's still like a snake in the grass and, trying to do things behind your back, then you can cut off the friendship for good. Moving on from there. It's a day or two after the fight. Akeisha's home with her kids. Her husband, Willie Colon, he's coming home from New York. So they live in Jackson, but he does work in New York as a sports commentator for the New York Jets. So he's been gone for a while, but now he's home. And then Akeisha says something about how she's not going to tell him about the fight. I'm like, okay, why? I mean, like, who cares if you tell him or not? Why does he care about the fight? I didn't understand why she, made it a point to say to us, I'm not going to tell him about the fight. Why? Anyways, moving on from there. Gucci, she's having a conversation with Jay. I thought Jay would have, I don't want to say the word reprimanded because she's not a child, but I thought that Jay would have talked about how maybe Gucci should not have said the things that she had said and that she should have been the bigger person, greeted Selena, and then just kept it moving. Just say, hello, how are you? How's it going? How are the kids? Okay, nice talking to you. And then, keep on walking. But Jay was like, very much on Gucci's side, which he should be because that's his wife. He should be on his wife's side, but he completely like glossed over, how Gucci had, done wrong, like he didn't think that she should take any accountability at all for the fight. He blamed everything on Selena. So they take this opportunity to, paint Selena in a really negative light to us. So he tells us that, or as he's talking to his wife, he's letting us know that when him and Selena had separated, they had been married like 11 or 12 years. They were separated for 5 years. And when they had separated, he said that he was the primary caretaker for their daughters because Selena liked to run the streets. So Selena liked to go out, club hopping, bar hopping, whatever she was doing back then. He wanted her to look like an absent mom, an absent parent, really didn't have time for her children. So he had to step up as the father, and he was a primary caretaker, him and Gucci. So when he met Gucci, she had to step up as the bonus mom or the stepmom. And Gucci was telling us how she had to take care of the girls, fix their hair, do this, do that, because they wanted to make it look like Selena just was not around for her children. Jay said that Selena is jealous of So Gucci. Of what exactly? We know that she's not jealous that So Gucci is with Jay because Selena did not want Jay. I think she was the one that had filed for the divorce because he was telling Glenn a couple of episodes ago that, when they separated, he thought that Selena was going to come back home and he was waiting for her to come back home, come back to him. But that never happened. So obviously Selena was done with Jay. So she can't be jealous of Gucci because, Jay and Gucci are together. So why is she jealous of Gucci? Like what would she be jealous of? He calls Latrice Medusa. He also blames Latrice for this whole fight between So Gucci and Selena. Latrice had nothing to do with it. Even if Latrice was like, oh, I'm going to invite Selena and Latrice to my event and I'm going to see what happens. Even if that was her intent, these are two grown women who can make their own choices and they should have made the choice to not fight, but they didn't. What does Latrice have to do with that? Moving on from there, Letitia. What does Letitia do? She has a business. She keeps on talking about entrepreneurship, but what exactly is she selling? What does she do exactly? She has a nice office. She wears nice clothes, but what does she do? What does she do? I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm not even trying to be funny. I probably missed it at some point, either this season or last season, but she went from housewife to businesswoman. She was going to renovate Ferris Street, but your girl Akeisha came and completely bulldozed her over that. What does Letitia do exactly? Is she in real estate? Is she a consultant? What does she do? Anyways, so she's having a conversation with her mentee, Misha Ray. What is she mentoring her on? She says she was mentoring her on entrepreneurship. But exactly what? To do what? Anyways, Misha Ray, I think she owns her own salon or something. She's in the beauty business. So Letitia is mentoring, I don't even know. So Letitia was basically apologizing to her mentee, saying, hey, I invited you to my friend's wig event. I had no idea that we were going to be getting front row seats to a wrestling match. I do apologize for that. That's not how we are on a daily basis. So she felt really bad that her mentee had to witness this fight. I'm like, okay, girl, that's fine, but what do you do? Moving on from there, Marie and Gucci meet up. So Marie's daughter is she's on a dance team, and so she's in the dance studio, practicing her dances or whatever. And Gucci comes over. So Gucci tells Marie about the fight because Marie was not there, because Marie does not see it for Latrice at all. So she didn't come to the wig event. I think that's what it was. Or maybe she was busy. I don't remember. So Gucci's getting her caught up on the fight that went down between her and Selena. And she talks about how Latrice was fake crying. She didn't have any tears in her eyes. And Marie also believes that Latrice had set up Gucci by inviting Selena, knowing that Gucci and Selena don't get along. And I'm like I said, even if that was her evil intent, they're treating her like she's like an evil villain on some type of comic book strip movie or something. She's concocting and she's manipulating people and planning for. These are grown women who made their own decisions to get into it. They should have both pick the higher road and just say hello and move on. But no, it couldn't happen that way. Selena demanded for Gucci to acknowledge her, and Gucci had to make her little smart remarks. And it's just, what does Latrice have to do with that? Anyways, moving on from there. So Latrice and Tambra, they're having a conversation. So Tambra reiterates that Latrice always invites Selena to her event. So it wasn't out of the ordinary or unusual that she would invite Selena to this event. So obviously Tambra is trying to set the record straight that Latrice is not setting people up. She's not bringing people together to get beaten up. That her inviting Selena was just a natural course of things, because when Latrice has an event, she always invites Selena. So, just trying to dispel the rumor or the ideology that Latrice was up here setting people up. And Latrice admits that Selena put hands on Gucci first. According to Latrice, Selena was the one to instigate the physical fight. And she says that Gucci should have controlled her mouth because words hurt. So because Latrice and Gucci are not really getting along, she puts the blame on Gucci for the fight because of her mouth being so reckless, and that words hurt and that words can trigger people. So even though Selena responded with her fist, it's still Gucci's fault for the things that she had said, which I don't agree with. It doesn't matter what anybody says. It should not escalate to the point where you're putting your hands on someone. Whether you are like charging at them like you're going to put your hands on them, or you literally put your hands on them, or you throw something at them, it should never have to escalate that far, no matter what anybody says. What they both should have done was said, hello, how are you? And keep it moving and walk away, and then just stay away from each other for the rest of the event. That would have been so much easier. Less energy. You didn't have to mess up your clothes or your hair, and you wouldn't be embarrassed on television. Moving on from there, DJ Glenn. First of all, condolences to Glenn and his family because his grandmother did pass away. It was really, really sad. So he's in the studio, and he has written a song for Letitia. And in the studio comes in. First of all, Glenn, what the hell happened? When we first met Glenn, he was a hard-working blue-collar worker. He was out there, and I don't know, was he like working in the oil rigs or the railroads, or he's a truck driver? He was out there in the fields doing something. And now he is completely blinged out with his chains, his platinum diamond chains, dressing like a 26-year-old. always in the studio. Now he's become this international rap star. And I'm like, what happened to your job when you're working up there in the oil rigs or whatever the hell you were doing when we first met you? What happened to all of that? He's completely done like a complete 180. So he's in the studio and JJ comes over. So they talk about the fight. And of course, JJ talks about his theory that Latrice had set everybody up, to fight each other. And he said that, according to JJ, he says that Gucci and Selena have always crossed paths. They've always been at events together, shared the same space, and it never got this bad until Latrice got into the mix. So you bring Latrice into the mix, all of a sudden Selena and Gucci are, boxing it out. So he blames Latrice. Once again, these are grown women. How can another person make you do anything that you don't want to do? Obviously, these women wanted to fight. So it must have been brewing. It must have been coming to this. It was headed to this at some point because they don't get along. They don't like each other. So it was bound to happen. Latrice had nothing to do with it. I don't understand why everybody's blaming Latrice for these two grown women fighting. So then Glenn plays his song for Jay. His song for Letitia. He plays it. Jay loves it. And hopefully, we never have to hear that song again because I really don't care. Moving on from there, Marie. So it is time for the Christmas parade. Her daughter's going to be in the parade, and because Sunjai helped her daughter with her dance moves, Sunjai is also at the parade to support Zuri, which is Marie's daughter, and Marie. Complete this whole scene. I mean, it was a complete setup. Because we never saw Sunjai helping Zuri. We saw, someone else helping Zuri with her dancing. But all of a sudden, Sunjai was the one that helped her with her dancing. And so she's here at this Christmas parade to support Zuri and Marie. Not to do this scene with So Gucci, but just here to support Marie and Zuri. So Gucci arrives and Marie tells Gucci, well, I hope that you and Sunjai can have a conversation and get past this. Gucci knows that Sunjai is going to support her mother at the end of the day. She's going to be on Selena's side, but she does want to have a chance to apologize to Sunjai. So Sunjai finally shows up and she joins them. Sunjai says in her confessional, I'm only here for Zuri and Marie. I ain't got no damn time for no damn Gucci, Shantae, or whatever she wants to call herself tonight. So Gucci has an opportunity to finally apologize to Sunjai. Sunjai was not here for it. You could tell. She kept on looking away, wasn't trying to make eye contact. She was acting very impatient, like she didn't have time for this. And she says in her confessional that why did Gucci pick this particular time to do this apology when no, I'm sorry. She says in her confessional that there have been several conversations amongst the family. There's been conversations with Sunjai, her sisters, and Gucci's daughter and Jay. They've all talked about their problems. And Sunjai thought that they have moved forward because she says, we've talked about all of our issues. We thought we were going to be moving forward. We all agreed to turn a new page. And so to see my mom and Gucci or Shantae get into it like that, it completely confused me because I thought that we had gotten past all of the issues and all of the tension. We were moving forward because we had conversations recently about the problems. So she believes that Gucci is not being genuine at all in her apology. Sunjai thought that Gucci she should have had this conversation with her sooner, like right after the fight. They should have had this conversation. But it seems like, I don't know, it seemed like Sunjai was implying that maybe Gucci was waiting for, the film crew to be there before she apologized to Sunjai. And maybe that's why she thought it was disingenuous, because they could have talked about this in private. She says, Shantae could have called me. My father could have called me. We could have set something up. We could have talked about this a whole lot sooner than now. So it's as if she's implying that Gucci was just waiting to do this in front of the cameras. Sunjai was like, she believes that Gucci has gotten away with being disrespectful to her mom for years, and then it finally just caught up to her when she got that, that ass whooping from Selena. She finally got what was coming to her because she had been disrespectful to her mom for so long. So, yeah, they're never going to see eye to eye. And it's really sad that it came to this. And thank God the kids are grown now and they can make their own decisions of who they want to spend time with. They're not forced to be with So Gucci if they don't want to be with her, and vice versa. So, it's just really sad that these beautiful, accomplished women had to get down and dirty like that, like a couple of schoolyard high school girls who don't know how to resolve their issues. So, but it is what it is. And so this has really put a line in the sand. Sunjai, her sisters, and Selena completely on one side, Gucci, her family, and Jay completely on the other side. And it's really sad because now grandbabies are going to be coming into this mess. Gucci's daughter already had her daughter. I think Star, Scott, I think it's Star. Star, she's supposed to be having her baby boy. And, grandbabies are being born, but the family is so divided now. It's really sad. I just wish that they could have just said, hello, how are you? How are the kids? And keep it moving. But no. That was too much like right. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it on your way out. Please don't forget to rate the video if you like this content, subscribe to my channel, and I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.